Hey, good morning. So, I wanted to talk about um, been some discussions. I've gone in town a few times recently, and there've been some discussions about people who are very interested in the asanas and people who are less interested in the asanas, and the authorized teachers poo-pooing the people who think that the asanas are important when they ask questions about it and stuff. And I really don't know what that's about, because most authorized teachers got authorized because they were practicing the asana. They were using the asana practice, in a certain way. Um, all I can do is tell my standpoint on it. So I started doing the asanas because, well, I had a really bad spine, which I've told this story many times, so it's not like I need to rehash all of it. And I started the asana practice, and it helped my spine a lot. Helped me be happier in my physical body, move, do things with more ease, and not have back pain all the time. Which, when you have back pain all the time, it affects your nervous system, and then you get weaker, and then you have less resiliency in your mind, because you're in pain and you're trying to regulate the pain mentally. And I'm an authorized teacher. Um, the authorization wasn't what I was chasing. I wanted to learn some more, and I wanted to come to India. And Sharat was here. I had meant to come practice many years before that with Patabi at his old Lakshmipur, inshallah. And I finally got up the nerve one time, and then I got talked out of it, and then the nerve never came back to me, and I got scared about it. And I got scared each time I was coming for Sharat also, because it's a whole new adventure. You never know what to expect. You're on a plane for, almost 24 hours. You can crash, So this stuff could all lead itself to fear. But I've always been one who, I feel the fear, but I don't necessarily let it stop me from doing what it is that I want to do. Anyway, that's not the point of this. The point of this is the asana practice is there as a foundation. Patabi used to say it, Sharat used to say it. The foundation needs to be laid. And the foundation means what? Iyengar was famous for saying, when he was younger, he had such a bad health experience in life. And so his brother-in-law was Krishnamacharya, and they convinced him to do some asana practice to get his body and mind more healthy. And he said, someone asked him a question, I don't remember the question, but he said, how can I think about spirituality when I'm in pain all the time and I have such a bad experience in the body? So you have to start with the body. The body, and many people don't start with the body, they start with the mind. And the mind can work too, it just depends. But so the sequence of events is energy. Everything at the core of it is energy. We know that now. Quantum physics has proved it. There is evidence of this, that we vibrate at a certain frequency. Each being, each living organism has different frequencies. Rocks are slower, earth is slow, trees are a little faster, humans are a little faster, No need to talk about all that, although I do enjoy talking about that if you ever run into me in person. I love quantum physics. I think it's very interesting. So energy is first. And when energy wants to interact with itself, it needs to create a denser version with some consciousness, so it can have an experience of itself. Not that that's really what it knows what it's doing. It's just trying to have experiences. And you can't have experiences if you're not as solid, or in a more solid form, because you have to bump against the other solidity. You have to bump against things. I can touch the plants, I can touch the concrete, I can touch it because I'm more solid. If I'm energy, I can't have that experience of the sensation. So you create a body out of the elements that are existing on the earth. That has also been talked about. We are stardust. dust from stars, thousands, hundreds, and millions of miles away. When the star explodes, it settles all over the whole galaxy, the whole universe. And we are made of that. We are made of the same exact elements that are in this earth, in the sky, in the trees, in the water. We are made of the same things. So when we have start having those experiences, you realize you need some way to function more properly. So a mind has to exist. So then the body creates the mind. The mind is not the brain. The brain is part of the body. The brain is a physical organism. When you say the mind, you are not or should not be talking about the brain, because the brain is the center of an electrical functioning, signaling, saying do this, do that, protect yourself this way, do this, see that, hear this, smell that, know what that means. The mind is believed in Eastern tradition to be where the spirit and this body, the energy and this body come together. It creates this functioning so that we can cognate things, cognition, make sense of we're seeing, what's going on around us, who's doing that over there, what it means, is it going to hurt me, these kind of things. We have to have the mind for these sorts of functions. So starting with the mind is perfectly acceptable. A lot of meditation and Buddhist techniques use that. Mantra is also working on the mind, but people typically have they only have been identifying with their body for so long that they can't imagine about the energy. So when I first started reading quantum physics, I had just started yoga, and I wasn't really in touch with my body that much yet, and I couldn't figure out, how do I understand this when I haven't even understood this? And so I started thinking, I'm not going to worry about quantum physics. I'm just going to do this asana practice until I feel in a good way. And that's what I did. So the body starts to feel lighter when you do this asana practice, especially Ashtanga, because of all the strong breath, the movement in every joint, in every facet of the body. We move so much. And then some people get trapped in that body experience, and they stay there thinking that that's yoga, when that's the asana practice. The yoga is a state of being, not even it is a state of mind also, but it's a state of being. I am identifying with something more, and I'm feeling connected to it. Yoga means union with what? Union with the divine. Divine is energy, everything. So everything is energetic, so everything is divine. So when we're stuck in this body and we can only identify with this body, and we only feel this, and we only know what we're having and doing with this body, we don't know what the hell is going on outside of this physical body. We get stuck there, and that's okay. I'm not telling you don't do that. You're having a human experience. You're an energetic being in a human body having an experience for a reason, because you want to enjoy it and see what's going on. If you want to be there, be there. But if you are interested in yoga, really, and you get stuck in the identification with the physical body and or with the physical mind only, and not getting deeper to the root of those things, which is the energetic flow, the energy of those things, then you're not really a yogi. This is why I say, these people who always say, oh, yogis, blah, 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 to their students, and they do post it on social media. Oh, yogis, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's not a yogi. Yes, maybe you're saying it in being a hopeful, to be hopeful, or to be in a expectant place where you hope that they're moving toward that. That's great. That's fine. But they're not that. Unless they are reaching for something more beyond the body, beyond the mind. That's it. So, when this person is telling you, poo-pooing the asana practice, it doesn't really matter if you do that asana. That person needs that asana. They haven't gotten to that point yet where they can identify with more than just the body. Some people, primary and intermediate, are not enough. Third series in Ashtanga is hard and intense, and that level of strength, mental endurance, and intensity of the constantly going to the next harder thing breaks you of this connection, not connection, breaks you of this obsession or identification with the physical body only. Because at some point you have to say, how can I do this? Because I'm not strong enough to do it. And you have to identify with something beyond the body to pull that deeper inner strength to your heart, to your mind, to your core of your being, to be able to do it. So when someone's doing that, let them be there. That's fine. I think those people shouldn't really be teaching yoga, though. That's my not so humble opinion. I use asana still to this day. I use less advanced ones than I used to, because I would rather find an advancement in the more simple ones that I can do in primary series. Intermediate series sometimes too. I do like the hard stuff too, but I like to do the hard stuff mentally. Like I use really hard mantras that I chant that are really get your mind into looped up and pulled in and reined in. So there was a great interview with Mark. God, what's his last name? He's Australian. He was saying, if you meditate, he's a Buddhist meditator, and he was talking about the asana practice, and he still enjoys trying to practice 5th series. He's like close to my age, or is my age. And there's nothing wrong with that. His thing is, this guy over here can maybe do half primary or Surya Namaskara and feel okay enough in his body that he can disidentify with it and identify with the energy and sink in deep. But that guy over there maybe needs more. This girl over here, maybe intermediate series, gets her to that place. But this lady over here, she needs to learn 3rd and 4th series because she hasn't learned how to disidentify with the physicality of yoga yet. So Ashtanga has these sequences that are harder and harder and harder. They don't get easier and easier and easier, and there's a reason for that, because the people need it. If you need less, I mean, there were very advanced people who I would call yogis going to practice with Patabi Joyce who were doing half primary series. And there were very non-advanced yogis who were doing 4th series who hadn't gotten there yet. And that's okay. They could keep going and learn 5th series if they wanted to, until they get that thing that cracks them. And I don't mean breaks the body. I mean breaks the mental identification with the body. And then they can say, oh, there's something energetic beneath this. I need more to dive into that side of it. So they keep doing the asana practice because the foundation's there, but also the walls have been built. But the hollow inside is what they're looking to fill. When you identify with the spirit or the energy of it, that fills the inside. And you have to support the person wherever they are as a teacher, as a yoga teacher. You have to support the student that's approaching you where they are, not where you are. If you're in that place and they're not, don't make them over-identify with that. If they're in this place and you're not, don't try to force them into your situation. You are trying to be there for them where they are. And if you are not a yoga teacher, admit it. Say, I'm an asana teacher. Only I focus on this, and let people decide. Okay? That's all I got to say. Have a great day. It's a beautiful day here, finally. And I'm ready for it. Are you? See you soon. Bye.